In this video, I want to talk about a very controversial topic. Some of my fellow Yorubas, when they hear the word witches, they feel like something evil is coming. So in this video, this is exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the witches. So we say witches, àwọn Iyami, Iyami, Eleye. I give respect to you. For me to be able to talk about this perfectly, I think I have to make reference to a book, one of the books that I sell. And this book is by Baba Yemi Elebuibon, and that is exactly what I will be using to give you some ideologies about this our Iyami, Iyami Eleye, the wishes. When you are not informed, you can be deformed. I will be telling you categorically that the witches are not the way you have been told they are. And that is why I will be making reference to this book. And as you know, I sell books on this platform. And if you need a copy of this book to read more about what I'll be talking about with a reference to this, so you can go to my website or you can send me a message to get a copy of this. And as well, if you need more books, you can still check my website to check the list of what we have there, the collection of the books that we have in the. So this book is Invisible Power of Metaphysical World by Babayemi Elebubo. A peep into the world of witches. That is the title of this book. So when you read, so many things that you think is evil are not actually evil. They are part of what Olodumare created to make this world go smoothly, to make this earth run smoothly, then witches is part of the forces that we need in our life to live a successful life. And that's exactly what I want you to understand. And that's why when you hear a Babalawo saying that we have to appease Iyami, there's a need to do sacrifice for àwọn àgbà. This is exactly what they are referring to, the witches. So we pay homage to them, we give respect to them. So as per what they tell you, for those of you who are followers of Abrahamic religions, everything they are telling you about the witches, I can categorically tell you that is all wrong. Witches are created by Olodumare, by God. Now, let me go straight into some of what is written in this book. I will be showing you, I will be reading some of what is written here about the witches, like the first paragraph of the chapter or one or two chapters, for you to understand that witches are not what you think they are. Now, in this book, we have the chapter 1 here. The chapter 1 of this book talks about human beings and evil forces. We have human beings and we have evil forces. Tibitiri ladale aye, that is exactly what this is talking about. It's a general saying, by our ancestors. They say tibitire ladale aye, and you all know. So positive and negative. Positive cannot be effective without negative, right? And if you look at this world in general, you see that everybody cannot be good. You understand? If you go to the page 19 of this book, it actually talks um, about the beginning of the universe. So the beginning of this world, Olodumare, God created this world, peacefully. Then the world was smooth after its creation by Olodumare. So this is according to Yoruba belief system. Olodumare created and put Orunmila in charge of this world as its administrator. However, sooner than later, death started to strike, snatching away the young and the old men and women. It was Orumila's strong desire to confer longevity on Olodumare's creation, but this was vitiated by Eshu Elegbara because Orunmila refused to make sacrifice as demanded by Eshu. So this accounts for the saying, Eshu Odara kò jẹ́ n rá ìkú ṣe, meaning it was Eshu Odara who prevented Orunmila from conferring immortality on human beings. I hope you understand that point. So it was Eshu Odara who prevented Orunmila from conferring immortality on human beings. And that is the meaning of that Yoruba saying, Eshu Odara kò jẹ́ n rí àìkú ṣe, kò jẹ́ n rá àìkú ṣe, this it was Eshu Odara. So how did it happen? So as I told you, if you can get a copy of this book, you are going to have the full knowledge of how that happened. So I'm going to give you some hints for you to know that this book is very much good for you to read if you want to know more about the witches. The witches or the evil forces that everybody is telling you, so you can know whether the witches are actually evil or not, which of course they are not, right? So, but when you get a copy of this book, you are going to understand more deeply. So let's move forward. So if Orunmila had succeeded in conferring immortality on human beings, men and women would have been living eternally in the universe. So had it been a show that did not, distort the process of human living forever, then we will have been living forever. So it was Ishodara that caused the problem according to the documentation of Baba Yemi Elebubo. So according to this book, right? So as I told you, if you want a copy, you can get straight into my WhatsApp and message me to place your order. And I'm going to put a link to this book right in this video for you to place your order right from my website. So let's move forward. So this is contained, I like something about our knowledgeable Babalawo. When they say something, they back it up with a verse of Anoduifa. So that is exactly what I want to uh, talk about here now. That's exactly what I want to make reference to according to this book. So this contained in Odu, Ogunda Eku. The stanza is there. I'm not going to read the stanza for you. When you get a copy, you can go and read the stanza by yourself. This is it. I think you can see it. This is stanza that talks about what I'm talking about how Iku, stop us from living, how Iku did not allow us to live forever. So you are going to get the stanza here. So I think you've gotten some hint from the first, as I told you that I will be reading the first paragraph. So you can actually get more information when you get a copy. Now let me move to another um, chapter of this book. So here, this chapter says it was human beings that first betrayed Eleye. So that one there, I think you can read when you get a copy. So it was human beings that first betrayed Eleye. Now let's check more information, let's check more details. Now, this is exactly what I want to talk about now. Who are the witches? At the beginning of this video, I actually told you that you are going to know who are actually the witches. That they told you that they are evil, you cast devil out and all that. So with this book, you can actually know who these witches are. Who are the witches? So as you know, I'm not going to read everything. So I will just give you the first paragraph or a little bit of the second paragraph for you to give you some information right from this book about who witches are. So in public, àwọn ìyá, so we call them ìyá. The powerful mothers are advisedly not referred to as witches. So you have been advised not to call them witches because they do not like that word. So you better call them Iyami. It is preferred to call them Iyami. So in public, like you don't say it in the public. That is what this book is saying. It's an advice that you should not publicly call them witches. And you can say it is better you say Iyami. So àwọn ìyá, the powerful mothers, are advisedly not referred to as witches. This is in order not to attract their wrathful attention, so that you don't get them upset. So some of you may be thinking that why should they be upset? They are powerful and they are made like that to be powerful and they can be hungry. So we don't want them to be hungry. We appease them, and that is why we say ẹ̀bẹ̀ àwọn ìyá mi, ẹ̀bẹ̀ àwọn ìyá mi, ẹ̀bẹ̀ àgbà. So we appease, we beg them. That is how Olódùmarè created them. So with power. So if you want to live your life, you have to appease them. If you want to live your life successfully, you have to beg them for you to be able to live your life. If they descend on you and you are being stubborn, you don't want to appease them, you don't want to pay homage to them, then I can tell you that you may not live a successful life if they descend on you. But if you appease them, if they maybe naturally they may love you because of what your parents have done for you, or maybe because of the good deed you have done, or thereabout, you may be lucky not to even appease them at all. Because some of you may be saying, hey, I've never even appeased Iyami before, and I'm living a good life. Yes, because you are lucky. But for those who are not lucky, then you have to appease them for them to allow you to live your life successfully. So that is exactly what we're saying. So you have to call them Iyami, don't call them wishes. So thus we avoid the word Aje and don't call them Aje. Don't call them Aje because some people will say àwọn Aje. So they don't like that word. They don't like that word. And settle for terms like àwọn ìyá. So it's better to say àwọn ìyá. It's better you say àwọn ìyá mi, ìyá mi. So that's what we call them. Àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ. So another name you can call them is àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ, àwọn ìyá mi, or ẹlẹ́yẹ, or àwọn tó ní ayé. So these are the good words. No, these are the good names to call them. So don't call them Aje or don't call them wishes. Call them àwọn ìyá mi or àwọn tó ní ayé. Right? So the meaning of àwọn tó ní ayé is the owner of this world, because that is our belief as far as Yoruba tradition is concerned, as far as Yoruba spirituality is concerned. So we believe that they are the ones who Olodumare gave this earth to. They rule this world. They rule this world, and we call them àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tí Olodumare kó ilé ayé lé lọ́wọ́. They are the ones that Olodumare gave the ruling of this world to. So, and that's why if you want to live a good life, if you don't want to have, if you want to be if you want to experience their hunger, then you have to appease them. You have to pay homage to them. So if you are not lucky, maybe they don't like you, then you have to appease them for them to like you. So then these terms imply a harmonious mother-child relationship with a powerful being, and thereby reduce the chance of friction or conflict between them and the human beings. You can see, many of us, many of you guys who just speak anyhow, you just talk anyhow to people, you don't wash your tongue, you just say whatever you like to people, you may encounter, or you may by mistake say something bad, then Iyami or àwọn tí Ọlọ́run kó lé ayé lọ́wọ́, the mothers, our mothers, they can now open their eyes on you and begin to torment your life, right? So such as how you pronounce their name as well. If you want to mention their name, you just loosely say bad about their name, you just pronounce their name in any way you want, then they may get upset with you, so you have to be very, very careful. So it's better you say Iyami, or you better say àwọn tí ó ní ayé, àwọn tó láyé, ẹ̀yin tó láyé. That's how we say it, ẹ̀yin tó láyé, Iyami, I want Iyami. So so that you don't get them upset. So when you get the book, you are going to have more information about who the witches are, who Iyami are. So we can say who are the witches, but we have already told you that you don't use that word. You better use Iyami, right? And you don't use Aje. So the English word is witches. You can say English word, maybe that's what people know to call it, but for real, when you say witches, Yoruba people want to translate it to Aje. Aje, that's what they want to translate it to. So that for Aje not to be right to say, then witches is not right as well. Alright, so you better call them Iyami. I won't say much. When you get a copy, there are so many things to read here. You can read about motives of witches, motives of Iyami. You can see that method believed to be used by witches. That's how they operate. So you can get from this book how they operate. You can see what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if it's showing well. So then the initiation, how they initiate, you can read that from here. And the differences between the witches and the wizard. You want to know the differences between the witches and the wizard, the confession, and a whole lot of information are here. The role of Oromila in the affairs of men is there as well. So you need a whole lot of things. So the book's name is Invisible Power of Metaphysical World. A peep into the world of witches by Abayemi Elebubo. Thank you very much, guys. I This is where I will be stopping. Thank you very much. Next time I will come up with another topic for you. If you need a copy of this book, send me a message on WhatsApp, or you can go straight to my website to place your order. Thank you and get a better life. Bye for now.